సార్ నరసింహారావు గారు మీతో మాట్లాడతా సార్ నేను.
సరే సార్, రైట్ సార్.
I'll speak to you, sir, because the 5th వరకు బిజీ ఉంది సార్, 12th కూడా బిజీ ఉంది సార్. We'll try to plan it in 19th, sir. 19th.
No problem, sir. Any time. లక్ష్మణ గారు మాట్లాడాలి నాతోటి.
అవును సార్.
రైట్ సార్.
రైట్.
స్పీకర్ జాయిన్ మేడం.
Yes, sir, both of them have joined, sir. Chief guest and the speaker, both of them have joined with us. So, shall we start, sir, with your permission?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir. So, very good evening. Warm welcome to all of you from IET Hyderabad Center. So, I Tuti Sandhya, Chairperson, Women Empowerment Subcommittee, IET Hyderabad. Today, as we all know that today is International Women in Engineering Day, which is celebrated on 23rd June every year. It is a day to recognize the amazing work done by women engineers worldwide in various fields. And this year, the International Women in Engineering Day theme is Engineering Heroes. International Women in Engineering Day is an international awareness campaign to raise the profile of women in engineering and focus attention on the amazing career opportunities available to girls in this exciting industry. It celebrates the outstanding achievements of women engineers throughout the world. And this day began in the UK in 2014 as a national campaign from the Women's Engineering Society to celebrate its 95th anniversary. And the mission is to support women in engineering to fulfill their potential and support the engineering industry to be inclusive, women, education, and sustainability. So with this brief introduction, I request Dr. K. Sitaram Babu, sir, to give the inaugural address. Dr. K. Sitaram Babu, sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm taking I'm actually basically substituting the chairman. Chairman is sort of busy with his personal schedule. So he just wanted me to go and have this welcome address done on his behalf. And I am the vice chairman of the IET Center. As you said, I mean, very much true, madam, that nowadays women are also being empowered. And because of the knowledge that they are acquiring, they have been doing a lot of service in various sectors, not only confined to service sector, but also to IT sector and also mechanical and electrical oriented discipline sectors also. So the advantage of doing this event is to make sure that women also have the equal role to play in the society along with the men. That's one aspect. The other aspect is when you more get into the personal life of the family life, I think it typically blossoms into such a scenario that the children would be much more to get benefited. Out of the education of both the parents. So even the parents are also giving what you call the impetus for girl child. And also to go ahead and do wonders, and as they are also doing wonders, as I said, not only confined to one discipline, but various disciplines in the society. They are being mastered and trying to compete with even the gender of the opposite sex. So I think a wonderful event that IET is conducting. Part of it, the women empowerment, Madam Sanjay Madam is doing a lot of work along with the team. As Thackeray sir said, Hyderabad has done 53 webinars. Not even 1 year, just to 20 days short of 1 year. We in fact the ratio goes beyond 1. So every week minimum of one program is conducted by the IET Hyderabad Center. We also have the AGM on 27th. 5th we have one program already defined, and 12th also is done, and 19th we're actually talking to Narasimha Rao, who is also part of this webinar, to have his webinar conducted. So accordingly, we probably would go to 57. So I think the women empowerment, we have done all the events that IET could do. We have the one empowerment physical event at IET. We also have one women empowerment event online, and this is the third event. So all events without missing we are conducting. So IET as such at the Delhi we have a confined person who basically has a what you call a subcommittee for women empowerment, and we also have the person who is taking care of the women empowerment at the IIT Delhi, and subsequently the what you call the baton has been passed over to various sub-centers, and so no wonder that Hyderabad also has a women empowerment in Tutti Sandhya, a very powerful lady. So with this done, we would appreciate to have a nice session, and all the participants to have a nice. I also thank both Padma Sai Garu, who is our good colleague, is a chief guest. She herself is an engineer, and Narendra Ramya Garu, I hope she is also an engineer, because basically she is a quality, so she should be an engineer. And both the committee members of Hyderabad, both Kirtilata Madam and Sandhya Madam, both are engineers. So it's a wonderful what do you call the match of events as part of this webinar. So wonderful time. All guests have we're looking forward to the best session of Narendra Ramya Garu. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir, for such a motivational and inspiring words. And always behind the IIT Hyderabad Women Empowerment Committee, there are three persons are there. One is Chairman K. Gnaneshwar Rao Garu, and the Secretary, sir, Nuri Namashivaya, sir, and as usual, Sitaram Babu, sir. So with your three members' support, we are able to do all this under your guidance and your support. Thank you so much, sir. So now I request respected Secretary, sir, Nuri Namashivaya Garu, to speak about IIT Hyderabad Center.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Of course, most of them aware about the IIT Center, IIT Hyderabad Center, but as a courtesy and because as speaker also new to IIT Hyderabad Center, I want to tell something about very briefly about IIT Hyderabad Center. Our IET, that is Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, is a professional society, leading professional society in India, and which is established in 1953, and our center is established in 1973, and we are successfully completed 47 years. Our Hyderabad center is the second largest center in the India, and out of 63 centers, and we are having the corporate member strength around 2,500 members, and 90 IET students forums in various engineering colleges in the Hyderabad region. And really, I'm surprising that today we didn't expect this event. Actually, even I didn't aware. Even yesterday only I'm aware that is a special Women Day also for engineers. Really great, sir, because men never get any type of such a type of days except Father's Day. That's all, and we never had that one. And really today I gathered information about this one. This is the 8th International Women's Engineers Day. So. It is a really good occasion, and I request Sanjay Madam also continuously let us celebrate this one also as a part of this women empowerment celebration. Our IIT Hyderabad Center is located in the heart of the city, that is Usman University campus, and we are having all the facilities like auditorium, conference hall, exhibition hall, and also we are having the various classrooms, etc. And we are conducting continuously various technical activities for the students as well as the members. And recently also we are conducted the Women's Day, International Women's Day during this March actually. And again, this is one more occasion also, because particularly we are all engineers also, only that all the members of women's naturally engineers only for this IET. And that's why again we are celebrating. And I thank Ms. Narendra Ramya, and who is readily accepted with a very, very short notice for this today's speaker. And also I'm thankful very much to the Y. Padma Sai Madam, and with a very short notice she also agreed to join as a chief guest. Thank you so much, and continue the proceedings, madam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
And let us acknowledge the presence of Ajay Thakre sir, Dan sir, Narasimha Rao sir, and Ranganathan sir. Please, madam.
So good evening, sir. Welcome you all to the one webinar on International Women in Engineering. Thakre sir, Dayanand sir, and Narasimha Rao sir, very good evening. Thank you, Secretary sir. And behind this webinar, a single message from Secretary sir is the initiation for this webinar. Yesterday night at 10:30, sir has posted a message to conduct a webinar today. So we have tried our level best, sir. Thank you for your initiation.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much. In very short time, we also arranged this one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So now I request our executive committee member, Madam Kirtilata Garu, to read the profile of chief guest, Y. Padmasai, Madam. Kirtilata, Madam.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Kirtilata Garu, yeah,
Well,
please.
a very good evening to all the members who have joined this session. I'm Kirtilata, working as assistant professor in Stanley Engineering College and serving as chairman for short-term training program subcommittee in IETE. It's my privilege to read the profile of Dr. Y. Padmasai, madam. We welcome you, madam, for this session. Dr. Y. Padmasai obtained her BTech degree from Nagarjuna University, Guntur, ME in Systems and Signal Processing, and PhD in Biomedical Signal Processing from Usmania University, Hyderabad. She started her career as Quality Control Engineer and served for 5 years in MS Suchitra Electronics Private Limited, Hyderabad from February 1991 to May 1996. Later, worked as a lecturer in the Department of ECE in Deccan College of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad from January 1998 to October 1998. Then worked in the same capacity in the Department of ECE, VNR VJIET from July 1999 to 10th November 2000. She was then promoted as an associate professor in the Department of ECE at VNR VJIET from 20th August. Later, elevated as professor on 21st August 2009 and took charge of head of the department from 1st September 2012 to till date, and also assigned additional responsibilities as Dean Students Progression from 1st April 2016 to till date. She is a senior member of IEEE, Fellow of IETE, IEI, Life Member of ISTE, ISOI, and ASCI, Vice Chairman for Y, AG IEEE Hyderabad Section 2019, Member Short-Term Training Program Committee IETE Hyderabad in the duration 2012 to 2014, Member Women Empowerment in Engineering Committee IETE in 2014 to 2015, Executive Member ISTE AP Section from 2012 to 2014, and Secretary cum Treasurer ISTE Telangana Section from 2015 to 2019. She has presented and published 90 research papers in national and international conferences and journals. Her areas of research interest are biomedical, signal and image processing, and AI. Under her guidance, one scholar awarded and presently guiding 8 research scholars. To add feathers to her cap, she also received grants of worth 90 lakhs from various funding agencies like DST, DIT, UGC and AICTE, and under her guidance, her research scholars submitted various proposals and got grants. Received Best Teacher Award from ISTE, AP and Telangana section. She was nominated as Chairman BOS from 2012 to till date in VNR VJIET and as Research Committee Member, BME, College of Engineering, Usmania University. She was involved actively in TechWhip and autonomous works and made best efforts to achieve accreditations like NBA, NAC for VNR VJIET. BOS member, JNTUH. Presently, she is serving as Chair Y, Affinity Group IEEE, Hyderabad section, slate 2020-2021. She was appreciated by the United Inventors Association UIA of the USA for her innovative excellence. She has received silver medal and bronze medal for the Project COF and Wiz Analyzer at Indian Innovators Association AP and Innovation Society and International Innovation Fair Association held at Visakhapatnam and China Association of Inventions respectively. Co-founder of Salsit Technologies Private Limited at VJ Hub. Published 3 patents by Indian Patent Office. One of the inventor of the patent granted by Indian Patent Office titled a method and system for analyzing risk associated with respiratory sounds. Received certificate of appreciation by Tutors Pride Ideal Teaching Awards Program 2018. Awarded gold medal by Korea International Women Invention Exposition KIWIE 2019 as Women Entrepreneur of Salsit Technologies Private Limited. received Uttam Acharya Puraskar National Award for Impact Creators in Engineering Education in commemoration 150th of birth anniversary celebrations of Mahatma Gandhi by Indian Service Vijayawada. Received Branch Counselor Award from IEEE Hyderabad section during AGM on 24th January 2021. With this brief introduction, we all welcome you for this session, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti, for elaborative information. So first of all, I would like to thank IET family. It's my family. Actually, I am closely associated with IET from 2010 onwards. Actually, initially, we don't have IET at our college. So Lakshmi Narayan sir, KM Rao sir, and Namasivaya sir told about IET initially. So because of that one, we have initiated IET at VNR Vijay in 2010. That time, whenever I have opportunity to participate in activities, I am very happy to participate. I thank all the members for inviting me. Good evening to all learned dignitaries present here. I don't want Ramya's precious time. So I want to tell briefly about the importance of this day. Before start of my talk, I want to tell the quote written by Rashad. Anytime women come together with a collective intention, it's a powerful thing. Whether it's sitting down, making a quiz, in a kitchen preparing a meal, in a club reading the same book, or around the table playing cards, or planning a birthday party, and women come together with a collective intention, magic happens. With this beautiful quote by Rashad, I would like to extend my heartfelt wishes to all the women. Happy International Women in Engineering Day. To start with, I would like to talk a few words about the importance of this day. International Women in Engineering Day, which is celebrated on the 23rd of January every year. It's a day for celebrating women who work hard every day to achieve personal and professional goals. But the question is, why did the mere need of celebrating women's achievements arise? What is the big deal? A woman today does everything that man can. And so a man's work also has to be celebrated. And why are only women getting this credit? It is not because where we women are today, but where and how we started years ago. In truth, we are celebrating the women who had the courage to start something which was out of ordinary at that time. We had the determination to be the pioneers of change that has impacted our lives largely. But even today, there is a discrimination against women, or we would not have been talking about this right now. There are still women out there who are struggling at this very moment, striving to achieve something no other woman has done before. This day is a celebration of such women, not just that, but simply making it through so many years of life by striking a balance between the household chores and professional life is an achievement in itself. This day is about celebrating such women, women like you and me. And if you are a guy, then it's about celebrating all the women in your life. Now I would not want to take much time of yours. I wish you all a very happy International Women's Day and hope that you all acknowledge the sacrifice made, efforts put, and determination every woman in your life has for your well-being and growth. I hope the day soon arrives when we will not have to talk about it like it's a big issue. Only that will be a proof of the fact that our world has become a better place for everyone, irrespective of the gender. Women get married, go into a new environment completely, and within no time adapt to the surroundings and systems. So easily they can Now adapt to the technology changes and be the leaders implementing them. Hence, Women in Technology is a day to celebrate the commitment and containment of every woman engineer. So this is the brief message I want to share to all of you. So actually many are professionals. If many of students are present, I can tell about the importance of technology, all those things. I am very small in front of all the eminent members present here. So I don't want to tell all those things. But as the technology is changing, each one of us should update our knowledge according to the needs. Why? Because when we are addressing the students of present generation, we should update. Everyday learning is very, very important in any field. Now at present, when I am young at the time, so once we got the job, it is very relaxed. Now it is not the scenario. Even the whatever job we are taking up, each and every job, each day, everyday learning is very, very important. If you are not learning, so you are going back. If you want to be forefront, so we should be updated continuously. So this is only my message. So as a teacher, and now we have to first, before telling all AI and machine learning, deep learning, 3D printing, all those things, now we should thank technology. Everything is available on one click. So we are having, because of NPTEL and Coursera, edX platforms, okay, we can make use of all these things. We can learn all those technologies as a teacher. So first we should learn all those subjects so that whenever we are addressing the students, so we should be able to taught all those subjects, even though we studied, when we studied, but we have to update knowledge as per the needs of the society. Okay, and finally, before concluding of my task, I want to tell one more thing. Even though COVID is troubling all of us, but digital transformation is happened within 2 years. Actually, a lot of advancement happened. So otherwise, it is not possible to talk by using, even though we are aware of all these things, but we never use all these technologies. Now, each one of us, we are able to connect globally with all eminent speakers, and we are inviting them, we are able to listen to them. This is a great opportunity it is giving, but always in every system, we have some few drawbacks as well as a few advantages. Instead of thinking about all the time worrying about COVID, so please take advantage of COVID and innovate something which is useful to the society. Actually, many people in India suffered because of we don't have a lot of facilities that are available. Actually, that is a major drawback in our country. All of us should fight for that. Primary education and primary health, no care in India. Even though everyone is telling, but we have seen, we have witnessed many of the village people, they died. So because of unable to provide oxygen, at least oxygen. Okay, so now all young generation students, you should work on such projects so that in remote India also should not suffer because of any disease. Okay, all those, it is given opportunity for all of us should innovate something which is useful to our country, our city, our village, so we should not look for other countries' help. So if you go for any hospitals or if you go for defense labs, most of the equipment we are importing. Okay, so some of the equipment imported, in that our Indian origin is part of that. Why can't we develop our own products in India with less cost? So it is possible. Now government also thinking about all those things. So I request all the senior members, so please, we need your guidance for all colleges so that whatever, by taking your help, we can do some projects which are useful to our nation so that we should not suffer for in future, our children, they should be happy. Now we are seeing a lot of problems, anything, either it may be water pollution, air pollution, all problems. If you take vegetables also, all polluted. Okay, now each one of us should look into it and solve our nation's problem. I thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. So very happy to see Ramya. Actually, we both are closely working with IEEE also. So thank you, Sanjay, and all Namaste Vai sir, Sitaram sir, and all other members for inviting me. Thank you one and all.
Madam, one
Thank
second,
you.
madam, 1 second. Sanjay, madam. Madam,
Yes,
Sanjay, madam,
yes,
1
sir.
second,
Yes,
madam.
please.
A huge compliment to you, madam. A huge compliment to you, madam. Hardly, not even 12 hours, madam. We started the, we had an intent to task to have this program, but still you could able to muster 66 is the maximum. I think this is wonderful. I mean, participation of in this webinar session, sir. It's a excellent one, madam. You're conducting. Go ahead, madam. Good one. Very nice one.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
sir,
thank
with all
you.
your support. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Padmasai, madam. So your simplicity and your simple words has given us many directions to future works. Yes, as you mentioned, all the teachers are continuous learners. So with that theme, all the engineers here and all the teachers here will continuously learn one or the other. And also you have given a big task to all the participants here to promote the Make in India. Yes, whatever knowledge we have, we will contribute and we will promote the Make in India concept, madam. Thank you so much, Dr. Padmasai, madam. And now I'll take the privilege and delighted to introduce my buddy, Narendra Ramya. I'm so happy to introduce her. So Narendra Ramya is working as quality specialist at Amazon Hyderabad, and she was graduate intern in Core Compete Private Limited Hyderabad, and she is a Google Associate Cloud Engineer and well versed with the technologies AWS, GCP, Python, Linux, Terraform, Cloud Formation templates. And to add some achievements to her credentials, she is a recipient of Dr. Lau Rataya's Outstanding Award for the year 2019. And Madam Ramya is Executive Committee member of IEEE Hyderabad section 2021. And she is Social Media Coordinator, IEEE Hyderabad section 19 to 20 academic year. And Madam Ramya filed a patent on a wearable safety device and a method to operate the same. And she's IEEE Student Coordination Team Young Professional Lead 2020 and IEEE Old Graduate 2019, Art and Student Activities Committee Ambassador 2019. Ramya is IEEE Student Coordination Team Member India Council 2019. She's Collaborative Lead Ambassador, IEEE Day Ambassador, volunteer at WPC VITS, coordinator for IEI WIT Student Chapter, and she is IEEE PES Day Ambassador 2019, Student Ambassador at IEEE Extreme Programming Competition 12.0, and she is Student Networking Member, IEEE Hyderabad Section, and Women in Engineering Chair, IEEE WITS SB 2018 to 2019, and she is member of ECLA TZ Club, departmental club in the college. So thank you, Ramya ji, for accepting our request. Over to you.
Thank you, Sandhya. So can you please share the screen like the PPT that I have shared, and then we can get started. So good evening, everybody. Good evening and warm welcome. Thank you so much, IETE, for this warm welcome and giving me the opportunity to speak to the fellow beings. So yeah, by the time it gets started, just give me a second.
Yeah. Is
So
it visible?
no, not yet. I think it's still loading.
Now?
Yes. Can you please put it in slideshow?
Yes, yes, I'll do that. 1 minute.
Yeah. So to all the women engineers out there, it is the day to celebrate and appreciate all the women engineers who are actually putting their hearts and souls in bringing a better society altogether. So wishing each and every woman a very happy International Women Engineering Day. And it it is always great pleasure to have the men supporting here. I could see so many of the men in the group here, and it's really great to be there. So yeah, next slide, please. Yes, women. Just do a click again. Next. Okay, fine. Yeah. So, women, it's you who makes the difference. And yeah, going forward, you'll definitely see why is it you who makes the difference. So, without any delay, let's get started into that. Next slide. Yes. So, I just wanted to put a skeleton of what we are going to see today. So, it is basically some kind of figures that we see, the stats and all. And why are the reasons behind that figures, and then some kind of, I'm not putting so many trendsetters here, but then very few, mostly I could say 3 or 4 trendsetters who are really putting their hearts and who have done very best in their careers, and then maybe some thoughts on careers and how do you sustain. So that is the brief skeleton of what we are going to do today, and maybe next half an hour or so. Next slide, please. So yeah, so on every year, nearly 47% of women are graduating, and out of which only 22% of women are into the engineering sector. So yeah, there is a lot of difference. Nearly 50% are not getting into the sector, are not actually working in the industry. So yeah, there are different reasons behind all these figures, why there is a gap, huge percentage gap between the numbers that we see today. So let's just see few reasons why are these figures like that, why are those numbers like this, why there is a huge difference. Yeah, so reasons behind, maybe some kind of family restrictions, where if you have a son and a daughter, in few communities, I could say we are fortunate that our community is like empowering women, but there are actually few communities where girl is not allowed to get educated. They restrict that. So maybe that should be eradicated in few communities, and that is one of the primary reason behind why women are not into the sector or why women are not getting educated. And then comes economic background, which can be the financial assistance. Maybe the family is well off and they could afford only one of their child to educate. If you have a boy and if you have a girl, they'll definitely prefer boy because of the society and some other circumstances in the community they live in. So that is also one other reason because of which women are not actually educating. So now comes reasons why women are actually not into the sector. So once the graduation is done, maybe early marriage is one of the primary reason. And from the stats, it is actually estimated that 15 million girls are married before they turn 18. So yeah, you can assume the numbers. It is 15 million, and it's a huge number that we could see. And generally, after moving to an in-laws place, there will be some other restrictions in the in-laws place, and few families allow their daughter-in-law to actually pursue the education. But there are still few families who wanted their daughter-in-law to be at home and serve the family. So yeah, this is also a primary reason because of which the women are not into the industry. And then comes, yeah, early pregnancy. So again, this is also a stat that I have actually done some research about. So about 16 million girls who are aged of 15 to 19 and some 1 million girls under 15 give birth every year. And this is happening actually in low and middle class community, and all the stats is from World Health Organization. So you can actually trust the stats, and the numbers are really huge. It's all because of other restrictions. So now again, another factor which comes up is responsibilities. Maybe after having children and after having all the families, after having in-laws, maybe women have to take care of everything. So all this comes into picture just because of management. It is you who can actually manage your life, your career, your personal life, and your professional life. So that is what which actually may bring up a change in upcoming future. So these are I'm just putting up the reasons behind, but in coming slides you'll see some great personalities who have done extraordinary work in their career. So next slide, please. Yes, trendsetters. So now let's just see few personalities who are truly inspiring. But I have a quick question to all the participants out there. Who is the first Indian woman engineer? Okay. So I think people have seen the answer. Any answers? Who is the first female engineer of India? I would like to see some responses in the chat box, or at least you can unmute yourself and come up with the answer. First female engineer of India. Okay, so yeah, I couldn't see any responses.
I will add Ramya.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, Lalita ma'am, actually we are IEEE Hyderabad section is celebrating on her name LML.
Yes.
Lalita Memorial Lecture.
Yeah.
Lalita madam. Yeah, Lalita.
Yeah, yes, absolutely correct. So it is I.S. Umayajula Lalita. So she is really, if you see her story, I'll just give some brief about her and how she has actually put up the thoughts in engineering and everything. Just very brief. So she is actually, she only lived till 1979, but she'll always be remembered as a pioneer of equality, education, and engineering, because she is the first female engineer of India. So just a brief introduction about her. She is actually born the 5th child of 7 in Chennai to a middle-class Telugu family. She has married at a very young age, it is 15, and gave birth to a daughter very soon. 4 months later, her husband passed away. So after her husband passed away, rather than being in depression or grieving, she, with her father's support, started her secondary education at that moment. After having so many changes in her life, she has started her education. So generally in those days, it was that widows were actually traditionally expected to sit aside and be depressed and don't, so many restrictions of the household thing. So instead of being that, she's so determined that she has started her secondary education, and then she has completed engineering. And she has done her engineering from complete entirely male college of engineering. So it is a purely a male college, and she has graduated in 1943. Having all this, she has done her engineering, and she stood out to be the first female engineering in India. So she is not only, along with her, we have 2 other women, P.K. Theresia and Leelamma Kose. Both of them are engineers, although they were juniors by 1 year. Because of her some issues, she stood out to the first female engineer, and all the 3 women have really paved the way for all the engineers in India till today. So yeah, even in 1979, she passed away. And even then, we are still seeing her as a trendsetter, because her story is really inspiring. We never expect a lady who is a widow to start her career again after just 4 months. So it is really tough, but then she took it up and she stands as an inspiration. So it is not easy, but then it is we who should actually bring change to our life. That is one of the great trendsetter that I thought maybe people will actually know about and we should actually know about. So yeah, that is one of the inspiring story that I could bring upon. And then comes the other lady here. Next slide, please. So yeah, in today's life, every one of us are into social media, Facebook, say it Instagram, say it anything. But there are few very great influencers even on Instagram. So I could say today's woman to watch is someone who knows a lot about making tech cool. So technical knowledge is not easy for everybody, but making that easy to understand or making it easy to represent anything of that kind is someone who brings up a difference. So and that is Laura Medaglia. She's actually, so I'll just give you a brief again about her and her story. For among past 5 years, she is into a full stack developer at a company called ZocDoc. And it's actually a healthcare startup that makes doctor appointments super easy. So she's actually a full stack developer, and what she does is she shares her knowledge through her Instagram account, and her account is codergirl_. So now she has got 60,000 followers, and everybody, all the women and girls are behind this lady because everything she puts up, every technical knowledge she puts up, it's all easy. Like, you know, just it's a piece of cake for the people who don't know any technical knowledge. So it is that layman knowledge that she puts up with some videos or some posts and something else, and she makes people inspiring. And she tells that other role models are, again, her role models are from the technical background, and seeing all the people out there struggling with technical knowledge, she has started this and she is really up to that. So even sitting at home in the virtual world, we can make use of social media and get that done. So that is also some other pathway where you can see it is not just that we should actually work for an organization or we should do something particularly to give back to the community. No, we have different options to explore in, and that is where Laura Medaglia does. And yeah, this is one of the inspiring story that I have seen. Next comes Aditi Gupta. So I would not tell much about this lady, but then she's one of the Indian women entrepreneurs who is an author and the co-founder of comic Menstruopedia. So there are so many myths and misinformation about the menstrual cycle, and she thought of bringing a change to the thought process of every individual. And that is where she has started Menstruopedia. And it is being used in nearly 6,000 schools and has benefited 10 lakh girls in over 14 languages. So it is not a small thing. Even these numbers are really very high, and she's an entrepreneur. And one more thing is that she's not from engineering background. She has done our National Institute of Designing, like she's a graduate in NID, and still she keeps up to be an entrepreneur. So it doesn't really necessary to be a particular, you should be from a particular area to be this or that. Women can actually do anything if they wish to. So these are the different people that I have seen, and I felt their stories are really inspiring. And because Lalita, she's the first engineer, first female engineer, and then comes Laura, she's doing great work with Instagram and she's also an engineer, and then comes Aditi Gupta, although not an engineer, she's giving her best to the society. So there are different people who bring in different changes. Next slide, please. So as we have seen different careers, different people with different careers, I thought I'll just put up some thoughts on careers. So from any background, you always have different opportunities laid forward. I just quoted up top 4 out of which you can get in and you can actually get benefited of. So first comes IT sector, where you can have basically from out of engineering, you can get into IT sector very easily, and yeah, you can get that technology knowledge there. And then comes core jobs. Yeah, it is difficult, but then yes, there are jobs that are available even in core sector. You can get into that. And comes higher education. I don't wanted to take much time on what like all the career opportunities, but then I just thought to give you some insights on what all options you have. Then comes higher education, and then comes entrepreneurship. So basically you have different options, but you should know what you want to do. So if you are really interested to pursue your career and if you want to do your higher education, go for that. Don't, as your friend is doing, don't get into that. As I could see so many engineering students out there, yeah, we feel that, yes, my friend is into IT, so I also want to get into IT. So don't do that. Try to do whatever you like. So yeah, that's very, very brief about careers. Next slide, please. Yes, so click it again. So yeah, all this, you can achieve anything, not only women, but everyone out there. You can actually achieve anything from time management. So it is nothing but managing yourself. Next, click it again, please. Just give a, yeah. So every individual on this earth has 24 hours, 1440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. Everyone has the same time. It is not that I don't have time in my life to do anything, or it is not that I have much time. Everyone has the same time. It is all how you manage yourself. Plan accordingly and manage your time so that you can actually spend how much ever time you want for your professional life and the personal life. Next slide, please. Yes. So it is something. I said it is proper. So proper here means have a professional life with the personal life. Do not give some space to a professional life and then also to personal life. Even if you have given 100% to professional life and you have nothing in your personal life, it doesn't balance. And then even if you give 100% to your personal life and 0% to professional life, there is no balance. So it should always be professional and personal together, proper life. It is nothing but manage your time. If you have your work hours from particular time, try to finish your work in that particular time and then give the remaining time to your family. So it is really important to balance this, because that is where a clash occurs. Because if you give 100%, definitely there will be an effect on your personal life. And if you give 100% to personal life without doing any work, yes, definitely there will be an effect on your professional life. If you're working for an organization, definitely the firm will question you, like, what is you doing for the firm? So yeah, maintain a proper life. Next. Yes, so how to sustain? Learn on a day-to-day basis. If you want to start anything, you can't, for suppose, if a child is born today and if you want him to write words, will that happen? No, right? Even if if a baby wants to walk, it takes time, because he starts crawling and then he starts walking by catching other things in the house, and then he starts walking slowly. So everything happens with patience. So learn on a day-to-day basis, try to implement it, experiment. Sometimes it won't work, then repeat it. You try once, it fails. You try twice, it fails. You try third time, definitely some or the other improvement will definitely happen. So this should go on, but you should actually know what to prioritize. If you have something, if you do some work and if you're really not interested in doing that, yeah, it's of no use. Even if you do it for 100 times, you'll definitely fail in that, because you are not interested and you don't love to do that work. So definitely try to learn, implement, experiment, and repeat, but do what you love. Not just that, just for the sake of someone. Don't just do that. Try to love things and then start. Definitely you'll actually get into that, and definitely you'll learn out of it. Next slide, please. Yeah, so again, the same thing. If someone comes up to you and if they have done a good job, praise them. And yeah, definitely, if a person says, good work, Ramya, then definitely I feel, okay, I have done something great. Let me continue to do better next time. So that is what we feel as a woman. So like not just woman, but then human, where everyone feels the same thing. If you just give a compliment, definitely they'll try to do it much more better next time, saying that, then they'll say, very good work, then great. So it goes on. So praise, and then plan accordingly. Without plan, yeah, nothing is possible. Just if you have something organized, if today we are listening to this webinar, there, like if you are in this meet, there is a lot of background work that is done since morning, because it's a last time thing. But yeah, everyone has put their heart and soul to get this happen. So yeah, plan accordingly and get that done. And yeah, last but not the least, have fun and enjoy whatever you do. Like, unless and until you enjoy your work, it will not happen. So yeah, final thoughts: live, love, and lead. It is you who actually makes the difference. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's you and your personal and professional career development, because you should have a proper life. Yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you for giving me this time, and thank you for bearing me from almost 20 minutes. You can always find me at narendraramya@iiee.org. That was really great to be here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ramya. Really, it is eye-opening session to many of us. Generally, yes, as you mentioned, either we'll go for 100% professional life or 100% family life, because being a woman and working, I can, whatever you're talking, it been hitting me at each and every slide. So that, yes, we need to practice the balancing of both the professional and personal life. Thank you, really. Thank you so much, Ramya, for giving all, practical. And till today, we are, telling that we are engineers, but frankly, we don't know who is the first female engineer from India. So with all your session, we could know some practical analysis also. You have done a statistical analysis on women, how the life of every woman across the country is going on. That is really, today we are really unfortunate to discuss all these things. 15 million, 16 million girls are still facing, and who are not even able to, enjoy their basic amenities. That is the situation we are facing. Thank you for getting all those on today's screen. Thank you so much, Ms. Ramya. So if any suggestions, any doubts and clarifications, all the respective professors and participant students are requested to unmute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, please.
Madam Ramya, a truly inspiring lecture by you. My blessings to you. I am a scientist retired from DRDO, but what I suggest you is you include few women engineering scientists names, particularly from defense and aerospace.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
There are big people who brought knowledge to our country, participating in the defense, particularly in the Air Force and DRDO and space. People are there. You have taken Lalita Madam and one side. In between also, you should have taken sufficient. Good contributions are made by women engineers. They forego their family life and they contribute a lot. And they work overnight, particularly in the space missions and military and all the things, They take a lot of pain compared to other engineers. So you would have referred them, but your lecture is truly inspiring. My blessings are there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually, I have that video combination of in all fields, women leading. But because of my system problem, I am unable to present that video, sir. Actually, I have that video. All women achievers.
Yeah, I think even I have, but I think it's not downloaded in my drive.
Sir, Infosys Narayan Swami's wife is also engineer.
Yes,
an
engineer. Yes.
She is also looking after the Infosys.
Yes, and she's the first to step up to the industry, like to come up onto the floor and work with the people.
Actually, she's from technical background. When she applied job for first in Tata consultancy, she didn't get reply because of women.
Yes.
So, shopping, she approached Ratan Tata. She fought for, got job in TCS.
Yes.
Now we have the combination of all those things. Generally, when we are giving the mark to children,
in fact, we should be thankful to our government because of reservation of 30% seats for girl students. It's the only state where the reservation is there for girl students in engineering. No other state is having that facility. So we should be thankful to our government for providing 30% reservations exclusively for girl students, and through merit they may get other seats also. In addition to that, 30% is guaranteed. It's the only state which is having that.
Yeah,
So
especially in northeastern states, they don't have minimum facilities too. So we are actually fortunate to be in such a state where we have reservation and all.
And some of these women are heading down. For example, Dr. Vardhan, she is director of the Defense Laboratory in Hyderabad.
Geeta Vardhan.
Vardhan. Madam Dr. Vardhan, she is the head director of that. Last 10 years, she is the director of the the Defense Laboratory, the part of National Remote Sensing Agency laboratory. So there are women. Of course, there are women also now managing the colleges also. Yes, so many colleges as the head of the institution. Even in Hyderabad, we have at least 6 colleges where the principals are only ladies.
No, they are in non-profit like medicine, academicians and all, because it is women engineering day. I refer only the engineers.
Yeah, women engineering.
As a whole,
I know minimum 6
women are contributing a lot to the. They are doing WT in that way. I will put it that way.
Very good.
And they are the real strength of.
Thank you, madam, for narrating the women in engineering. That is good. Now I request Namasimaya to have a group, the IEEE women wing separately. Professor Namasimaya, you can think of having a group completely for women. IEEE women wing is there.
Sure, sir. Already we have a separate committee also, sir.
So that can be formed.
Women employment committee also there.
Committee. Okay. No, that is why we should, we should empower them to conduct such meetings. That is better. And also, some the colleges also is there. Some colleges are having women wing also. Some of the colleges, IEEE women wing. Yes. But only thing today I see that there are not many women participating in this. Only more gents are participating. I don't know the reason. They should take a lead, why the women they are not hesitating for participating. I don't know.
So maybe all the men in this group.
Thank you, madam, for your good coverage.
Yeah, so just to add a point, like maybe all the men in this group will actually convey this message to their mothers or their sisters. So hoping to see that soon.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you very much for we should thank IET Hyderabad wing for arranging such a meeting. Good.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for the valuable suggestions and inputs added to the content.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for adding your suggestions, inputs to the Narendra Ramya session. Thank you, one and all. So this session has been conducted by the part of IETE Women Empowerment Subcommittee, sir. As you mentioned already, IETE Hyderabad has given her scope to form a IETE Women Subcommittee. So as part of IETE Women Empowerment Subcommittee, today we are organizing this, sir. So thank you. So I, Stuti Sandhya, chairperson of IETE Women Empowerment Subcommittee, take the privilege to thank our chief guest, today's chief guest, Dr. Y. Padmasai Madam, for quickly accepting my request. Till today, I haven't seen Madam. Madam haven't seen me, but with a single phone call, she readily accepted me. Yes, I will be there. That is the word she has given. And immediately in 2 minutes, we have received her profile and whatever we required. Thank you so much, Padmasai Madam, for your quick response and accepting our request. And then I would like to thank today's keynote speaker, Ms. Narendra Ramya. Actually, today she woke up with my phone call. She didn't respond to my call first. I thought, okay, I'm disturbing her. But still, after 10 minutes, she called me back. Thank you, Ramya, for making the day and making this webinar to happen. And I would like to thank our chairman, Engineer K. Ganeshwar Rao, sir, always support us to extend whatever we want to do. And I would like to thank our Honorary Secretary, Sir, Nuri Namashivaya, Sir. In fact, who is the person behind this webinar. Yesterday, he just given me a thought to conduct this webinar. Thank you, sir, for your great initiation. And I would like to thank Vice Chairman Dr. K. Sitaram Babu, sir, for continuous support of all IIT Hyderabad activities. And I would like to thank EC member, Madam Kirti Lata, for coordinating with me, and all my subcommittee members, Dr. Ajita, Bindu Bhavani, supporting me in coordinating all these activities. And I would like to thank all the senior IIT members who have been part of today's webinar and encouraging all the young engineers, especially women engineers, to take the initiation in all the aspects and to take the initiation in all the events. Thank you so much for all the senior IIT members for your continued support. And I would like to thank the members and participants and dear students for making the session interactive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the amazing opportunity.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
So thank you one and all for your nice participation in our Women's Day celebrations, and kindly note that our AGM is going to be conducted on 27th Sunday at 10:30 a.m. in hybrid mode, online as well as the physical mode. I request all the members please attend the AGM on Sunday, coming Sunday 27th at 10:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And also, I request all the women please become the members of IETE and make other women also to make members of IETE. And as Kishan Rao suggested, we should create a women wing also, like IEEE. We can create a women wing also in IETE. Definitely will plan. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.